Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What?
Rob had something there.
Did you roll the intro?
I did.
I really wish I could hear it. That'd be nice. Can you sing it for me? Sing me the intro. Go.
I've got a big dick 'cause I'm dad.
Oh,
I
I
don't
like
know.
it. Hey, welcome to Couch on Fire podcast. That's Alex.
Hi.
This is Rob.
Hi.
What is up, Alex? How are things?
You know, things.
Things?
They're, thingtacular.
Okay, okay. Well, I have some stuff to tell you.
Oh boy.
So,
Let's do this.
well, I've been working on it for a while, but finally we got business cards. Pretty sick.
Ooh.
Bam. And then on the back, it has everything listed on there where we're at.
Okay.
Alex, what? Why did you just say
Okay.
okay? You don't fucking
I
like
like them. Why are you doing this, Rob? Why are you doing this, Rob? I think
Now,
that's dope.
there's two things I wish I would have added, but I think the next bunch I'm gonna add. What the hell? Sorry, it's all like that. But
Okay.
I should have added an email address in case anybody wants to email us.
That would not have been a bad idea.
Probably, but beginner mistake. Oh, fucking well. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I've already started, doing some shenanigans. Started putting them out in
All right.
grocery stores and at my job. The second thing you don't know about Alex, but basically,
Dun dun dun.
the University of Coastal Carolina is doing an open house in a couple weeks, and it's like right when I come back from visiting, and I already got stuff I'm giving away. I'm going there, and all these future students. I got pins, I got stickers, I got a whole bunch of free stuff for them.
You're hijacking a college open house to go promote our show?
You fucking damn right I am.
Is that
and I'm not.
is that
And
allowed?
I'm proud of it. What?
Is that
Well, no,
allowed?
I don't know. We'll find out, right? No, so well, there's going to be vendors there, food trucks, and people are just going to be walking around trying to hang out. I'm just going to be there. You're like, oh, yeah, check out our podcast, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go and act like I'm a student and then just hand out stuff. So, bam. So,
Okay.
and the other thing, I was going to leave this as a surprise, but I'll tell you. So, a company that I've used before in the past, that I got stickers from, die cut stickers, like, like the whole cool cutout
Okay.
thing. For $1, they wanted to give me 10 samples. Ended up giving me like 12. So I picked a different. It's our podcast. It's just a different logo. I just wanted to see how it looked. It was like 2 inches by 2 inches, but bam, this is what it looks like.
That's better than that Friends logo.
Oh yeah, no, I wanted to do something too, because this is what I was trying to get on a T-shirt. This logo. It's
I like that.
I knew it's like, yeah. So I don't know, but I got
You blipped.
all the stuff earwax here for you. So
Ah, there you are.
yeah. So what? What happened?
Internet's going weird.
Well, it's because my wife is streaming. I'm trying to tell her.
That's fun.
If you are on internet, gotta love the beach, man. I just have the worst internet. Fuck, it sucks.
You're at the
Well, it
beach
does.
though, so
Yeah, well, the problem is, so in Charlotte, I had AT&T and was it DirecTV, and that was pretty good. We didn't really have a problem or anything. Then when I came down here, they said we couldn't get it. Now, so we stuck with Spectrum, and now
Ooh.
they're saying, now I see people with dishes on the side of their house that says DirecTV, and they're saying I can't get it. Like, I don't fucking understand. So, I don't know.
Good luck.
It's a pain in the ass. Yeah. Anyway, I know I've been rambling on, but no, those are some cool things. I'm trying to push out Couch on Fire, get it more out there. We've been doing
Okay.
a lot of things. I told you this on the phone, and I'm going to mention this now because yeah. So I've reached out to the owner of the CBD dispensary.
yeah.
And I saw him in person, and then I
Wasn't
I did
sure
email him.
which announcement we were going for there. I was like, oh man, did we get a date on that?
No date yet, but I do. This is my second time buying from them, and their stuff is amazing. It's actually the best I had in a while. And I don't know. I talked to him. He's really chill, really laid back. He said he would love to be on the podcast. So I did email him to see if he has a date and time that he wants to think about doing it. So
Okay.
that's what's up. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Do we have a date and time with that other potential?
So that one, so everything's approved. Everything is approved. I'm literally waiting for him to tell me the time and date. That's all I'm waiting
Okay.
for. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Wow.
Everything's good. So
All of his people said yes?
yeah, everybody. He even said yes. He contacted me. I mean, afterwards, he like messaged me personally.
Huh.
I was like, oh, okay.
I
He does. He did say though, if we come up with a list of questions, we can send them.
that'd be courteous. That'd be the courteous thing to do.
Yes. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean that's
Secret announcement. This one's with people and agents and such.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to get more people on here. I know we did a lot of our friends, people we know, people we don't know. Another podcast show. Like I know we've did some things, and I'm not one to do a lot of interview style kind of things, but it should be fun. It'd be pretty cool.
I
This is
can
a little-
I can rock that actually.
Yeah. So yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'm still waiting for your friend. God,
Oh
people
yeah,
are-
Levi. Yeah, fuck.
So
I gotta message him.
everyone's listening right now. It's probably like they have all these guests. When's this gonna happen? Stay tuned. Stay
This summer.
alert.
Sometime this summer, I guess.
Yes. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You'll know ahead of time. I will drop something. Alex will drop something. One of us will drop something to
Right.
give you a date.
Please God, tell me you're the one posting to Instagram because I haven't looked at it in a year.
I am posting to Instagram.
Okay.
It's
I
okay.
was really
Dude,
worried there.
I'm spamming the shit out of people, but thank you.
Okay. Okay. Sorry and thanks. Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
come up and listen to our show. It's pretty fucking rad. Dude,
Okay.
So
So that's a lot of behind the scenes we just passed out there.
yeah. Well, every now and then
Updates?
I like to let everyone know what the fuck's going on. It's cool.
That's
You know,
fair.
I just opened the blinds, so I got some light on my face. So that's pretty awesome for those viewers.
Deadly sun.
So Alex, let's talk about. So
Ooh, I've got a
Al-
question for you as well, as a topic.
About
This will be a surprise.
okay, you want to do the question first, or you want to
No,
dive right
you
into
get,
what we talked about?
you go ahead. I got the
Shit,
second one.
okay.
I got the second half here.
Okay, perfect. So, vaping.
Dun dun dun.
All right, and that's it. Thanks for the show. Saying no. We actually talked about this a long time ago in the podcast. Sometime, but not really in depth. And I'm not saying this one's going to be in depth, but recently, this not the state of California, but the city of San Francisco is passing a bill to try to ban vaping. Now, their argument
did you
is,
see Philly D talk about this?
I did a little bit. I did. I watched
Okay.
it. I watched a little bit of it, and the whole argument is, they're targeting young kids.
Oh, that's such bullshit too.
Here, it's
Like I'm
somebody.
getting semi porn as vape company ads in my news feed from fucking Facebook. I'm just scrolling through. Oh, they're advertising for naked vape juice. Okay. That lady was
Well, here's-
naked.
My thoughts on this are, I'm totally for vaping. Now, with that
100%.
said, I've smoked cigarettes here or there, but I'm not a cigarette person. I'm not addicted to nicotine, and so what I've used vaping for is more for, I like the fixation of the smoke, so I would just get nothing and just have flavor, so I can just, curve the appetite. And two, at the time, CBD was really just in vape juice. They had some stuff that you put on your tongue, but it was really hard to get where I was. So it's mostly just vape juice. So those are the things that really took me into vaping. You convinced me to vape some CBD and stuff like that, and that was a really big move for you. But tell me about your ventures with vaping.
Wow. Okay. So I've been a smoker since I was like 17, because that's how we got breaks at Pizza Hut way back when. And
What do you like to smoke? What was
I'm a
your
Camels
cigarette
guy.
of choice? Camels? Didn't you like
Yeah.
Crush? I'm pretty sure you like Crush.
I dabbled with the Crush for a while.
Okay.
Turkish Royals are what I'll buy.
Oh, okay.
Uh, so I got sick of feeling like I was dying and switched to vaping. I feel a lot better. I can breathe. And like through my nose, it's nice. So, I heard about this e-cigarette ban, and the idea is to get the FDA to move. The idea is explicitly to push the FDA into analyzing long-term data from vaping and compare it versus cigarettes, and get some public health and safety information. Um, because right now the industry is wildly unregulated, and it is explicitly the duty of the FDA to interact with vape products. They haven't, and they've been dragging their feet, and they're talking about doing it in 2023, uh, which is like a lot of us will have been vaping for a decade by that time,
Yeah.
unable to undo any potential damage. Uh, so San Francisco says, fuck you. You can't have those things here. We don't care what it does to business until you fucking run your study. Uh, and they're trying to force the FDA's hand, which is a deft political move. I like
Well,
this. I like the goal that they're pursuing. I don't like the thing at all. How dare you tell me what I can put in my body? I am a consenting fucking adult, capable of my own thoughts and ideas.
my question is
How dare
how are
you?
they how is this going to make the FDA? It's just one it's just one city.
Oh,
Fuck,
well,
I mean,
nobody else has done this, and
okay.
San Francisco has done things like this in the past successfully. Um, San Francisco was actually one of the trigger cities for the start of the landslide against cigarette companies, proving the
Yeah.
link between, proving, I should say, we we recognize that it's a fact, but it's not like it's not super. It's only super correlated. But the correlation is super strong. Like it's nearly 1 to 1. Um,
Yeah.
and they're the ones that started that. Like got that into the public mind, smoking lung cancer, which is good. It's been helpful for millions of people not now dying from cancer. Uh, but what they're doing is they're attacking the alternative to that now, which is dumb on a profound, like, public health sort of way. Because those people who are addicted to nicotine, wanting to switch or have switched, now either have to drive outside of city limits to get the goddamn thing,
That's ridiculous.
or they just gotta walk down the block and buy a pack of smokes.
So,
So now you've got a sudden trash problem resurge out of nowhere,
all right, for the listeners out
to
there,
say the least.
for the listeners out there that's never tried vaping before, if you're a smoker and you want to quit, I suggest vaping because you can slowly, gradually go down. With a cigarette, there's not a really strong one, and then a really less strong one, then a really less strong one, then basically nothing, then
Yeah,
basically
there's no
nothing.
dosage ability.
Yeah.
It's how often you smoke, and that's it.
Now, and the other thing is, so like even okay, so when you smoke a cigarette, you're not just smoking the tobacco. There's all these other things in there, because
Explicit additives that they could have legalized
yeah,
years
yeah,
ago.
yeah. I
But
mean,
instead, the
and
Fed is requiring those extra death chemicals.
uh, and a lot of it is because like it's, you got the paper, you got chemicals to make sure that the stuff doesn't go bad after a while or dry
Or
out.
start molding.
Yeah, or molding, things like that. With vaping, it's just it's just it's three ingredients. Well, maybe four. Is it four ingredients?
There's your flavor.
Either.
Ingredient types, I'll say. There's your flavor, and there's the 9 times out of 10 it's propylene glycol, but the alternative is vegetative oil.
Yes.
Vegetable oil. Not literally, not the same kind you cook with, but a similar one.
Yes.
And so there's those two as the base, and how they interact with the heating element to bring the flavor and the nicotine up into your lungs. The nicotine is the third major ingredient type. So,
yeah, I mean,
that's it.
Yeah, I mean it's just very simple. So it just heats up and it just it turns into vapor. It turns the water, the liquid, into vapor. And
Yeah, it's not water. That claim can die now.
but no, it's very simple. So so in sense it's going to help you. It's going to be better. I think it does. Now I do see the argument. So now you're telling me that they're really trying to do this just to get the FDA off their ass
and do their job, yeah, correctly.
But besides the San Francisco thing, there's a lot of folks that are against it. You hear about things blowing up. You hear about popcorn lungs. You hear about all these things. I honestly believe everything that comes out, there's every medical drug that has been through multiple tests and everything else. There's always like, oh, may cause diarrhea. May cause this. So there is a little chance. Go on.
There are going to be side effects. Period.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There will be health consequences. And honestly, the only thing you can do to prevent consequences for your human behavior, ingesting anything in the modern era, is live in a bubble and eat mash goop all day, and that's it. And that's your life. That's how you prevent negative health consequences, because everything carries some negative health consequence. Absolutely. And the whole
even that Impossible Burger had like some kind of chemicals in it.
I was just reading that. I was literally just reading that. They're causing fat rats that ate them as part of their diet to like explode in weight, have serious kidney toxicity issues, and a few other problems.
That's awesome.
That could be the soy protein at such a high dose compared to the size of the rat, but we don't know. We don't know if it's safe for humans at this point. So don't eat the fucking Impossible Burger.
Well, yeah, don't eat the Impossible Burger. But the vaping, okay, so I know a lot of people that vape. I haven't heard anything about this popcorn lung thing. Now, this was way back.
That predates your entrance into the subculture, I guess. Whatever the fuck you want to say, because it's kind of become a culture, which is weird. Yeah. But it has all the milestones and like hallmarks of a subculture. Yeah. So all these former smokers have switched over, and there was a butter flavor, actually, that was utilized in the start of vaping, when flavors started like expanding, the potential flavors started to expand. Right as that market opened up, a bunch of people were using the specific chemical for a butter flavor, and that was causing problems. And some of them were like, there were 10 or so cases that were like legitimately irreversible. And you just gotta live with this fucking damage. Good luck to you. The other ones could get treatment, though, and it would kind of like popcorn the areoli material, that like that which your lung is made of, and kind of popcorn it, which is really, it's gross. Like, and it naturally has an impact on your breathing. So, like, that is a frightening condition to get, and people who used to work at like Pop Secret and shit had dealt with this phenomena for years, and they were like, yeah, so here's how you get this shit regulated, and here's how you have to interact with this safely, period. Also, get it the fuck out of those vape flavors now. You are killing people. And everybody, the whole market at once said, whoops, our bad, and turn course, because they didn't want to get fucked by the FDA. Yeah. They recognize that they're in this new space and that the FDA regulations are coming. Mm-hmm. We don't know when that's coming, but they are coming. And everybody dropped that flavor immediately.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing that the FDA is really gonna, if they haven't, well, they haven't really did anything, but they're starting to change it now. But I mean, if you look at the type of flavors, the boxing for the flavors is really misleading, especially if kids go into vape shops, which you should not go into a
I
vape shop
disagree with
unless
that
you're 18.
assertion. Yeah,
Now,
the
I
way
think,
tobacco stops and stores and stuff like that are regulated in Maryland is actually a good call. You can't go in unless you're 18 or older.
yeah,
To be enticed to buy this packaging, uh, and you can't sell those goops without appropriate licensing and shit like that. Same as any tobacco vendor.
yeah.
Uh, Same thing, and that should apply. And that is why I disagree with the box packaging could trick some kids into accidentally becoming addicted to this chemical that they know to be in it. Fuck off. They know what they're there for.
Well, it's funny because you think about it. People are so griping over this this thing that's becoming a piece of culture that helps you get over your addiction.
Something far deadlier.
Yes, but yet, you know,
All the preliminary data marks it at about 96% safer than cigarettes at a pack a day. I actually I think the controls in a bunch of them were 2 pack a day, but that's really moot.
Well,
if you're crossing more than half a pack a day, you're doing a lot of damage.
yeah, another nail in the coffin. Bam.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other thing that's really misleading, and it does happen, but I'm going to tell you this: it happens not because of vaping, but it happens because of the user. So mod system devices that actually cause the vaping.
The battery pack, basically.
The battery pack. People are scared. Oh, they're gonna blow up. I hear about them blowing up. All right. How often do you hear about it? And when you do hear,
twice.
and when you do hear about it, it's usually about someone that. So there's the kind you can just buy from the store. The company has already did everything you need to do.
All you gotta do is draw.
Yeah, all you gotta do is draw, change out the battery, charge it, or and add it.
Not even change out the battery. Like it's one contained unit, and you dispose of it when you're done.
No, the ones that blow up are the ones that people tamper with. As soon as you start controlling things, now that's great. You get really into it. That's a cool thing. You want to build your own.
Get one of the multi-piece mod and tank setups. Oh my god!
Educate yourself too, because there is
on electronic principles. If you're playing with electrons, you need to know what the fuck you're doing, or you're gonna get hurt. Period.
You need it. If you next time you hear about something blowing up like a vape, don't look at don't listen to the people talking about the device. See if they show a picture of the person that's doing it, because there's usually there's literally like
it's a Kyle.
A handful. Yeah, it's a Kyle.
It's a
Mountain Dew tattoo, not Mountain Dew, a monster tattoo on them.
Yep, and the flat brim monster hat.
So it's just another way to there's better ways to personalizing your stuff. I mean, trust me.
Oh yeah, and safer things to do, like in general, like, hey, maybe stickers instead, asshole.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
If you want to personalize it that bad and have that much control over it, either upgrade to the multi-piece setup where you're allowed to tinker with them, and there's explanations on YouTube, there's how-tos, and they give you the parts and say, enjoy. Those, by all means, go nuts.
The crazy
or
thing is,
get some goddamn stickers.
Yeah.
Like,
the craziest thing is now, is that like, okay, so say you don't want to get a nice colorful mod or stuff. They have disposable stuff, like something you can literally throw away. You can use it 3 times and throw it away, or you can change out a cartridge. Like
those things are the ones these Kyles are fucking exploding.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I can crank up the amperage and get it to really cook in there. Watch me shove this piece of tinfoil in here. Boom.
Now, all right, so one thing that pisses me off about this whole...
for the record, I do feel bad for anyone, because lithium-ion batteries do carry a kind of inherent risk to explode upon a short or something like that. If they discharge too fast, they can explode. That is a thing. And I feel bad for anyone that's been affected by a fucking exploding battery at all, ever. That sucks. So, good luck, heal up, hope you're okay. Let me be clear about that.
Well,
But also
the
don't
one
be a
thing,
Kyle.
yeah, don't be a Kyle, please. Well, speaking of Kyles, okay, I understand the concern about kids having them in school. They did like some kind of statistic. You know, you probably saw the same video. They did some kind of statistic, and I'm not going to get into numbers, but obviously, yes, it's increased with kids having vape pens and things like
Oh,
that in
yeah.
school. That it all goes back to one thing and one thing only. You ready?
It's fucking
Be a
cool.
good No, be a good be a good fucking parent, and stop telling parent your kids.
We're coming from the opposite angles at the same idea.
I
Like,
know.
you have to, like, nonchalantly approach the kid and, like, hey, what are you getting into? You're not vaping, are ya? That's addictive. And, like, not make it the cool thing. And kids are doing it because it's the cool, rebellious thing.
Yeah.
Same as
I
smoking.
mean, yeah, I mean, I know kids in high school that smoked. That was the rebellion thing.
Hi.
So, yeah. But no, that was my thing about vaping. I do vape, not as much as I used to, because excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm like burping at the same time. Very
Delightful.
professional. Not as much as I used to, because I remember I used to really do it for CBD, and now I have so many different ways to get CBD.
Yeah.
So which is great. So, did I ever say the name of that company that I give a shout out to?
No, I don't think you did.
Coastal Green Wellness in Myrtle Beach. They're actually based out of Denver, so it's kind of crazy that they're.
So they're getting the good shit.
Yeah. So, well, I think it's called
That's
like
a
Green
joke.
Wellness.
Please don't raid them.
So yeah, I don't know.
No,
right.
I'm sure they're the most professional fucking people around. If they've come out of Denver.
Dude, his customer service is outstanding, and some of the shit I bought. Now I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't. It's not that I'm rich. I'm not even fucking close. And my wife doesn't know how much I spent on it. But
Whoops.
I will.
Way to say that on the air.
Oh, she doesn't watch this.
Good luck.
I bought enough to last me a while, and it does really help me out. And she understands that, so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well now I bought a bottle that's gonna last me 2 to 3 months, even if I use it every day. Like, so this is,
Yeah.
it was well worth it. But yeah, so I don't really vape as much, and I know you still vape, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you lower your dose, or are you still at that?
I'm
high?
floating at 6.
Okay. Do you do salt?
No.
No.
No, the idea of
That's
vaporizing.
concentrated fucking.
No, hard pass. Hard pass. I don't want to vaporize fucking seawater into my lungs. Thank you. I have some standards now.
By the way, Alex, I think while you're telling me, when you're about to ask me this question, that you were gonna, because I'm done talking about vaping.
I break.
While you're asking me, I'm gonna read the Christian Bible.
What?
It's like, no, someone gave me. I don't know what to do with it. It's like I feel bad if I throw it away, so I don't want to throw it away. But do I really want to read? Do I really want to read the Christian Life New Testament? I don't know.
That's
For the listeners out there that are religious, I do apologize if I'm offending you, but no, I'm not gonna read it.
I don't want your fucking book. Like, if I really wanted to read your holy book, I would go buy it myself and read it in the privacy of my own home, like a normal person.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, by the way, if they really knew me, they would have got me the Old Testament, because that's a better fucking story.
It's wild. I break. I break. I break.
Oh.
Ad break.
Thank
Alright,
you.
I'm actually going to let the damn thing process this time, because I think that's what caused the overwrite last time.
Oh, we're on a break?
Yeah. Let me see if that finalized episode. Okay. Rename. For the love of God. What are we on? 83?
I have no idea. I didn't.
Yeah. You posted one this week. I'm just listing as 83 for right now. Nice and easy. So there's no overwrite.
Oh no, it would be 82.
I thought you posted 82.
No, I posted 81. The horror ones that I'm doing with the other guy, I'm just calling them summer horror. I'm not even afterburn or anything else. I'm calling them summer.
Okay.
So it
I'm
was
a
81, so we 82.
I'm gonna verify that later. It's not a big deal. The file name isn't stock and can't be overwritten.
I know, right?
Let's ride. So that was a wonderful sponsor.
Yes, thank you for sponsoring us.
Yeah, likely Anchor FM or Flipboard.
Yes, yes, and we are accepting other sponsors. I reached out to Uber, right? I was just like, dude, love your shit. I would love to give some of our viewers a free Uber code. So please hit me up. So maybe they'll hit me up, and we can do this.
That'd be cool.
All right. Anyway, dun, dun, dun. What?
All right.
I'm curious. I've been shaking in my boots. What the fuck do you want to ask me?
So Ari found this discussion thread on Facebook the other day, and she asked me this question. So, like, the story, the initial story, this guy was at a public pool, taking pictures of people, but largely children. When asked, he said he was a journalist. And an altercation ensued. The couple that tried to confront him ended up chasing him off the property and assaulting him. The assaulter, who chased off this theoretical pedophile, got booked, and the guy taking pictures was let go. Freeze it, bird. And Ari wanted to know what my thoughts are. So now I'm passing the question off to you, Rob. What would you do in that situation if someone was taking pictures of kids in the pool?
In the pool. Okay.
Yeah, biggin'.
It's a tough situation because so now if I was just at the pool by myself and they were taking random pictures, I would want to know a little bit more information. Okay, like where's your business card? Who's your boss? I would contact their boss. Like I don't know if he's taking inappropriate pictures or not, and then let them handle it out themselves. Now, as a father, and my daughter's there, I don't know if I would get aggressive first. I would just be like, dude, can you just stop taking pictures? Oh, well, it's for a newspaper. Well,
they actually have the explicit right to continue if they actually are a journalist.
Well, they would have credentials, wouldn't they?
Agreed. They'll have their press card. They don't necessarily have to show it to you, though. Additionally, 99% of journalists would stop when you ask.
Yeah. Well,
it's just a courtesy thing. Like, my bad.
What fucking magazine are you in doing pictures of kids? Now, if he was just taking pictures of like summer, like I was trying to explain myself. Like, well, you know what you could do.
We're doing a humanities story in the local paper. Like, we're just trying to get some pictures of some kids playing in the pool. It's nothing weird. Like, you can check it out.
Yes, if you're a photographer and you go to a pool, there's obviously, if it's like in a community or, some other pool, there's obviously somebody that's kind of in charge of that situation, that pool. When you go up to them and be like, hey, I'm with this newspaper, I'm going to be taking pictures of the pool.
You'd be allowed to be there.
Yeah, and then he would take the pictures, and then if a parent got upset, instead of engaging him, maybe you go up to the head lifeguard and say, hey, do you know this guy's taking pictures? And then they'll say, yes, it's for a news thing. And then that's when you can determine, I'm getting my kid out of this, or,
Or approach the guy and say, hey, could you not submit any that contain my child? We're kind of on the lam right now, or whatever the fuck. It could be witness protection or something.
So here's the thing. He's allowed to take the pictures. But if he takes pictures of you and he uses it for money, can't you sue him?
No. There's a weird gray space here. Now, if that person is a professional photographer and not a freelance photographic journalist, the answer is yes. And both you and the photographer have legitimate copyright claims to that photo. And that's where the whole permission thing starts to like play out in a court of law, because you, the person being photographed, own your likeness in a court of law. So if that person tries to sell your picture to like a bidder that isn't a newspaper or a credentialed journalistic establishment, I'll put that way, then they're selling it for profit, and you have the right to engage with that and make a claim to the money made in a court of law.
So if you made, it's kind of like if you made a sex tape and it was sold on the black market, you can sue the person selling. But if it was sold to a company that is known for pornographic film,
no, actually, that in that case, because that's still market, that's still a market per se, and therefore you could still sue based on that. And especially now that revenge porn laws are coming into effect across the country, thank God, you can sue and press charges for that behavior at that point.
I think about it every day. I would love someone in my past to just post a video of me fucking them, just so I can make a lot of money.
Oh my God, Rob, that's rather cynical.
That's all.
That was really cynical.
To answer your question in a nutshell, I would probably engage him and just say, ask him what he's doing, what kind of credentials, and tell him I'm uncomfortable with him taking pictures of my child. Can you take pictures somewhere else, or another child? And then I would just remove my child from the situation. I mean, I'm older now. If I was younger, yes, I would love to fight someone. I used to love to fight someone all the time. But as an older adult, it's just more of like I have a lot more responsibilities. So that is my answer to your question. I know we were beating around the bush.
We're on the same page. We're on this. Hey, could you not please? And that's like the end. I mean, like maybe call the cops if they're real fucking weird about it. And it kind of sounds like this guy who got assaulted was, because they're like normal people responses, like, oh, okay, and that's the end of the conversation. Those people just go on about their business and don't get into a fist fight with the guy. We talked about a few of them, and I feel like those weren't presented. And therefore the guy punched him because he was being weird and shifty about it.
It's one of those things where I say this now, but I haven't been in that situation. And if I ever do cross that situation, I doubt I will ever think about this conversation. probably something worse than anything I have. That's a good question.
Well, both sides of the camp, like, because naturally that argument played out and it became us versus them bullshit because of its Facebook. And the two sides, it was like the rule of law camp. The assaulter should go to jail for that shit because he assaulted someone who wasn't breaking the law. But the other camp were saying that they were enabling kitty diddlers. Like, and that's just such a jump for me. Like, no, they're respecting rule of law. It has nothing to do with their position on pedophilia, which, for fuck's sake, I think everyone can agree, deep down, that we're all against kitty diddling. Like, nobody just looks at it and tacitly goes, oh, no, you can bang my kid. Everyone's against that. Like, fuck off. Be reasonable.
I mean, you say that, but have you seen the documentary Leaving Neverland?
Oof.
Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. Spoilers. I mean, well, maybe it is a spoiler, but basically, a family
Jesus, what do you mean? Maybe it's a spoiler.
Yeah, basically, a family in Australia was like, "Yeah, you can have my son sleep over in your bedroom. Just give me money." And Michael gave him money. So I don't know. It's a question mark there. Just saying.
I'm gonna say 99.999, like literally 1 in a million. So maybe 7,000 people on the planet would tacitly accept that aren't already kitty diddlers.
Yeah, crack.
You know. Weird. I suppose you're right, but ew. Thanks for that, dickhead. I wanted to think of the world a little more positively there for a second. You're like, no, people are fucking gross.
Listen, I just wanted to bring you back to reality. I don't want you to be throwing out. I don't want you to have that scene like in a movie where it's like la la la, birds chirping and shit. I want you to actually feel the smog, the shit that goes in your nose and all that stuff. So
Fuck your hope.
I have a question for you then.
Okay.
Are you ready?
What you got?
I'm gonna say a quote, and I want you to tell me if you think this is true or not true.
Okay, what you got?
Okay, you ready? Couples that play video games together stay together.
That depends on the nature of their relationship to begin with. Like any other shared activity, it depends on the nature of their relationship. If they have problems, it will drive them further apart.
What?
If they're good and they're on solid ground, or they just like hanging out with each other and they haven't gotten tired of each other or anything, then it'll be a fantastic, fun experience. I've met people that go. What you got?
Time out. For one, the Samuel. Hey guys, my name is Alex. I knew you were breathing out a vape.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, it's like the balls drop and you're like, yeah, well, my marriage. See here. No, I agree with you. I agree to an extent. I think it is true, but I also feel like if you have two competitive people and it's a competitive situation and you've already started the day off bad, maybe you should not put yourself in a competitive situation that evening. But if you're happy,
Well,
if
some people legitimately unblind that way, get out of that competitive situation going, okay, I feel better, I'm decompressed, I'm good now about whatever was happening. And you can conceivably have two people that are like that in a relationship together.
Yeah.
And they compete with each other to decompress from the outside world. And cool, good for them.
Yeah.
It takes all kinds, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I, we don't really play games together. She does play games. We just, we haven't really battled each other. There was a game on the Switch called Arms. It was a fighting game, and she used to kick my ass in all the time, and she was just talk mad shit. And I actually thought it was attractive. I was like, yeah, that's right, fuck yeah. I mean, because she doesn't, she has her own hobbies. I have my own, and so when she kind of gets involved in my hobbies, which is playing games and stuff, I enjoy it, and I know she enjoys playing games. She does get it competitive though, and sometimes it does get a little aggressive. But that's all right. I'm always ready for a fight.
I lead with headbutts.
So,
when the Aries starts getting feisty playing games, like she'll start talking some shit, like, oh, where are we at in that race, Alex? Playing Mario Kart or something like that. It's like, I lead with headbutts, lady. Better watch yourself.
I've been getting so pissed off. Playing stupid Rocket League. I've been playing Rocket League so much. I think I'm ready to be me and you. I think I'm ready to face you. But no, I've been playing so, and I'm trying to convince.
Are you in the air yet?
What? Dude, I've already won 5 tournaments. I won 50K last year.
Okay.
I'm just fucking with you. Anyway, no, I don't know what that means, so probably not.
Can you perform an aerial?
An aerial? Like, can I jump in the air and knock the ball down, like spike-wise, or?
Get in the jump into the air, possibly double jumping, and utilize your boost to influence your direction to make contact with the ball.
No, not there.
Okay.
So you'll probably destroy me. But I'll at least score 1 goal. I've been practicing my defense. That's literally all I've been doing is defense. I stay back, and then I sprint forward when the ball's just literally like
wafting dead in the middle.
I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking knock the shit out of this. But no, back to the story. My wife, Kristen, she likes playing these things. She watches me and stuff, and I think she likes watching me. But it's like, I wanted her to get involved. When I would play Red Dead 2 on PlayStation, we would I hate traveling from town to town, like riding a horse. I'm like, it just takes forever. I'm just riding, right? So she'd be like, oh, let me ride it for you. So every time I'm going from town to town, I'm like, here's a remote, and she just goes. Now, the mechanics and stuff, she can't really grasp it. But she's been playing a lot of Mario lately, Mario Odyssey. I want to get her Mario game.
S- Super Mario Maker 2 is coming out next month.
See, I don't know if she'll like that. She might like that. I don't know. Because you build your own stuff, right?
And you can play everyone else's.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty
Ross
That's
from
kind
the
of like
Game Grumps, for a while was the #1 contributor in the world. And he's gunning for that slot back this time, and he like made a fucking big thing about it. Uh, get it. Play some Rubber Ross. It should be Rubber Ninja levels. They
okay.
will smite you. They're the
Oh
most
my god.
difficult things you can conceive.
I'll have to try it. Maybe there's like a demo or something. So they run specials since the second one's coming out. The first one like is like cheap as shit.
Well, the first one's on
So,
3DS and Wii U.
uh,
Maybe
hoping
Wii
it's
too.
cheap as shit.
Did you hear the Wii just got an update? Not the Wii U, but a Wii got an update. They stopped official support on that like years ago.
It's okay. I mean, I have a BlackBerry and I can still get updates.
What?
But no. So what do you? So I know you got your games, and I know Ari has her games.
Aries
But
playing through Persona 5 right now.
well, what are the games you guys do together? Do you guys sit down and play together, or do you ever watch her, or does she?
Yeah,
ever watch you?
I've been watching her play Persona 5. She's been watching me play Hollow Knight recently. Um, holy God, I wanted that game for so long, and it was so worth it. It is so good. Um, gorgeous. Really stupidly hard. I love it. It is the perfect game. um, so I've been playing that. She's been playing Persona 5, but we'll have family game nights, play Rocket League together.
Yeah.
And she and I are kicking Marco out of the Overcooked 2 party because that is a nightmare every single
Dude,
time. He's
I
got
have
one or
played-
two good levels in
I-
him, and then he's
fucking
gone.
game. That fucking game is a piece of shit. That game makes me mad.
It makes me unjustifiably angry at my son.
And I've literally only played it for 4 hours of my life. Overcooked the first one.
Yeah.
It's just
Ari and I can get him into flow states together.
can you?
Yeah, and it's cool.
I've watched. So when Devin and Melissa's wife lived with me in Charlotte, they would play it, and I literally watched them just fucking fight the whole time, just
Oh,
argue.
yeah.
And I'm sitting there. I love it. I'm sitting back eating my popcorn. I'm like, this is great. Like, it's not me.
You
It's
dumb
fucking
fuckers
awesome.
have fun with that shit.
But then when me and Kristen played it, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Games like that are great if you complete them. The satisfactory is unlimited, but if you don't, you're probably gonna get a divorce. I'm just saying, games like that will really fuck with you. Just like Cuphead, that fucking game.
Oh
You know, if
my
you
God,
if
you
finally
jumped
beat-
there. You went from
if you
Overcooked 2 to Cuphead? The fuck?
Well, Cuphead, fucking, I don't know. I've dabbled there a couple times, and I'm just like, if you beat this game, kudos to you.
Ari's real close in her playthrough. She hasn't picked it back up in a while, but she's real close. We were talking about picking it up and playing it out on the TV via the Steam Link together and doing some damage. I've gotten a lot better at Mega Man this past year. Now that I got it on the Switch, I don't know. I'm down to retry Cuphead because that was a fucking shit show.
Don't worry, when I come see you in Maryland, I'm gonna bring my Wii.
Oof.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Fucking don't know, dude. Not to change the subjects, but can I give you an update on this whole back situation?
Is there an update to give?
Yeah.
That's
So,
scary.
I'm all over this fucking place with ADHD, so I apologize. But before we go, I just wanted to tell you guys this story. So, in case you haven't listened, a couple podcasts ago, I was at work and I hurt myself at work, and it hurt my back. Then I went to doctor's care. We're workman's comp, so they sent me to doctor's care, and they're saying stay off your back. Okay, blah blah blah. I went back in a week, and they're just like, does it still hurt? And I'm like, yeah. He touched it, and I fucking screamed. And he was just like, okay, you need to go to physical therapy. Then 3 weeks later, I finally got to physical therapy. went there last couple of days ago, and she's just like, okay, lay on the table. What hurts? Blah blah blah. She was like, lay on the table, and she's like touching my back, and all of a sudden, all I hear is, wow, I haven't seen that in years. I'm like, I mean, I'm on my stomach, so I know she ain't talking about,
Yeah.
no, but so basically, long story short, I have a dislocated rib, number 6 to be precise.
What?
Yeah, so basically, she says it's common. It happens all the time. Well, not all the time, but it does happen. So basically, your rib is attached to your spinal cord by cartilage,
Yeah.
and if you hurt your muscle,
You can slip the joint.
Yeah, it basically the muscle gets inflamed and pushes it out, and that's why I'm in so much pain. She says, "You have a hard time breathing." Absolutely, and she's like, "Well, that's why." So she's
Muscle
trying,
relaxer.
yeah, she's been giving. I have muscle relaxers, but they're not working. So she's been, and I've been taking CBD and stuff, anti-inflammatory things, and they're just not working. So she worked the area, and she's like, "Man, this is really bad. You're gonna have to come back for like 4, 5, maybe even 6 sessions." I'm like, Jesus, I'm not paying for it, so I don't care. So I'm going back tomorrow. But she worked it, and at the time it felt good, fine. But that night, I am not gonna lie to you, I went to work. This was it was last night. I cried at work.
Oof.
I was in so much pain that I was gonna throw up because it was like so much pain. I'm allergic to aspirin, so that shit is not flying. I'm taking Tylenol like it's a candy. But yeah, so update. I mean, I'm doing okay, but it is scary to hear that you have a dislocated rib.
Well, that could be... I see it being more cathartic, hearing something like that. Like, well, now we can treat this correctly, and not just I continue to limp along on this fucking thing. Now there's a solution.
No, I know. Yeah.
Dislocate in or out?
I don't know. She didn't tell me. I can't really see it. I mean, I'm guessing it's out. She says it looks like a knot, so I'm guessing it's out.
Yeah.
But right now she has like some kind of cast I'm wearing for 3 days on my back. It's not really a cast; it's like a sticker. But like it's supposed to every time you move your muscles. So the goal is to loosen my muscle, get rid of the knot.
Yeah.
Once the muscle's gone, then it will slowly go back. She says sometimes it's like sometimes someone just pops right in and the other person just easily goes back. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Breathe, like slowly and deeply. Try to relax.
I'll try. It was fucking hard. Yeah. So, but yeah. So that's what I just wanted to update you on that. And if people are listening, I talked about it in a couple podcasts ago. I just wanted to give them an update too.
Yeah. So breathe it out, Rob. Relax. Relax. The more you relax, the better off you're gonna be.
Push it real good. Push it. I wish I just knew something that would make me go back. It's like, I'm not a sponsor yet, so I'm not gonna say it.
No free ad for you. All right, everybody. It's been fun. Love you guys.
Yes.
See you next time. Bye bye.
Maybe next. Hey, real quick.
Oops.
Oh, is it over?
I mean, we're still streaming.
Oh, hey, streamers. Next week is a holiday. I don't know if we're gonna see.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm trying to do one with Kristen, so maybe we'll see.
Okay.
She says she's down. She says she's DTF. I was like, oh, really?
Oh man.
She's DTP. Down to podcast.
Ah. That's
trademarking
not
that shit.
That is
Bam.
the whitest dad thing I've ever heard in my life.